The reason why I started this is because I love research into all sorts of family histories. Starting with researching my own, really. And there was lots of hidden stories that I found from my own past that actually were linked to Workhouse, because I found some relatives in the past that had been in the Workhouse. And so, of course, that resonated with me when this project came along from me volunteering at the Workhouse. People tend to think of Workhouse stories and think that they're all poor and sad. And I feel quite strongly that there's a bit of another narrative that goes along with that. Circumstances. Would they have been there if this hadn't happened? Like our lives today, really. With all of the people that I've researched so far for the Workhouse project, each one I've tried to get into them. I've tried to get a connection with them one way or another. And I think all these people, however long they were on the earth for, they touch our lives in some way. I just picked Levi as a name, really. And at first there wasn't much that showed up, and then just by doing further research I found some more. And I found, as a young child, losing your mother so early, it had a parallel with exactly what happened to an ancestor of mine. That's how it resonated with me, because it's very, very similar. Both mothers died in childbirth. Both children ended up in the Workhouse. We wouldn't have been able to find out, as far as Levi, who I've researched, wouldn't have found as much about him if it hadn't have been for the tragedy that happened to his father. He wrote a letter, a suicide note. There was a very large inquest report that I managed to get hold of, and it was reported in the papers as well. It went into great detail about the family and his father's life, as well as it touched on Levi. That got me, because he was very much brushed aside. You could imagine the person standing at the dock and saying, oh, well, there's his son, but he doesn't really matter. There's potential of family that are still living, and do they know about this? And do they know about Levi? And so therefore, Levi himself, even though he's died, his thought and his memory will still hopefully then live on.